Yes, it's time for more beaches here at Travels with Bert. And today we're in Sichon, which you may remember is the place we ended our last beach video when we came from Cowplay Dam, which is way back that way. And we ended right here, except the other side of the entrance to the harbor. I think you can probably see that behind me. That's the river estuary. And yeah, we ended at the beach that side, so I thought today we'd start this side and we'd move further south. And I think this is probably the main beach in Sichon because it's very close to the town, which is just over that way. And it gets very popular at lunchtime and evening time. There's a lot of food stalls behind you just there. And people come and they spend some time here, and it's fairly chaotic on the weekend especially. Anyways, today, as you can see, it's very quiet. It's quite early in the morning. And you might have noticed that I'm not making many videos at the moment because it's still the monsoon season, despite the fact it looks absolutely spectacular this morning. At the moment, we're only allowed to have one sunny day maybe every 2 weeks or even once a month. And so it's just a question of spotting, there's a sunny day, get out and make a video. So yeah, it's a sunny day and here I am. So we're going to head that way, over that hill, and that's going south, and we'll keep going south and see how many beaches we can find along the way. So, okay, let's go. So right now we're at what is generally known as Sichon Beach. So this really is the main beach in Sichon, not the town beach that we saw earlier. And it's a very popular place. As you can see here, there's all kinds of hotels, resorts, restaurants close to the beach. And as I pan across there, you can see more into the distance. So again, this gets very busy in an evening and on weekends. And you can see where we came from. We're only about a kilometer south of the town beach before, and you can see the entrance to the harbor there. So if we look down the other way, see down to the end of the beach there, and we're actually on a kind of cape. So although you can't see from here, there are beaches over the other side there. So before we leave here, here's a few aerial shots and you'll see what I mean about the cape and the other beaches. So from here we'll keep going south. Just below here there's a very, very long beach. And I won't stop, I'll just drive. I'll put the camera on the front of Bert and we'll just drive down the road and hopefully you can see most of that beach. Well, this is obviously not working as planned. You can sort of see the sea on the left there, but not the beach. So I think we'll do the obvious thing and stop at Klern, which is one of my favorite cafes, and we can look at the beach from their roof. And I might as well have my morning cappuccino. So this, I think, is about as close as we can get to the beach without actually falling in the sea. We're several kilometers away from Sichon now, which is back that way. And it's kind of a continuation of that very long beach. In fact, it probably continues all the way down to the Malaysian border, a few hundred kilometers. But here and there, there's river estuaries. And that's one nice feature of this beach. Just there, you can't see it from here, but just there's a river estuary. And we'll take a look at that from upstairs. Okay, so now we're at our final stop for the day, a beach with a rather bizarre name of Hummingbird's Beach, which you can see behind me. But what you can't see is that just over at the back of the resort there's a couple of lakes which are known as Sichon and Simorg lakes. You'll see them in a minute in the aerial shots. You remember at the last place we went to at Tapar Beach, which is a few kilometers back that way. By the way, we're still in Sichon district, but this is just about the end of Sichon district, which is why it's our last stop for the day. But at Tapar Beach, I commented that I got as close to the beach as possible. And what I didn't realize was that I'd stopped on very sandy land. It looked pretty much like this does, with grass everywhere, and I thought, oh, that's nice and solid. But when I tried to reverse out of there, of course, the inevitable happened and the wheels were spinning and they dug holes and I was well and truly stuck. So after about 30 minutes of digging and trying to throw stones and bits of wood under the wheels, I was still stuck. And long story short, I was standing there and a guy appeared, a fisherman appeared, soaking wet, fully clothed, but soaking wet from here head to toe. And he kind of wandered over and he looked and he grunted and he disappeared. And I thought, oh, that's very helpful. But it turns out that he lived just very close by, and he went off and he got himself a spade and he came back with a bucket, which I'm not sure at that point what was in there, but it turned out it was a bucket of water. So he's digging away and he pours the water into the holes that he dug, and that didn't help. So after about another 30 minutes of him digging away and me getting stones to put in the hole, we were still stuck. And bizarrely, another soaking wet fisherman appeared, again from here head to toe, completely soaked. And he looked, and then he called some other people, and another fisherman came, and another one. So now we've got 5 soaking wet fishermen trying to get Bert out of this hole. And eventually that worked, because the 5 of them stood at the front and they bounced up and down on the hood while I tried to reverse back. And yeah, that worked, and eventually we got out of the hole. But it was well over an hour that I was stuck there. Anyways, how about this place? As you can see, there's actually 2 resorts at the back here, and you can't actually see a lot from here. So let's take a look from upstairs, and then we'll come back. Yeah, so that's it for today. You've seen it all. I think 5 different places we've been to, all the way from Sichon town, which is now probably 15 kilometers to the north of us. And yeah, so for today it's goodbye from Bert and it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.